Hey guys, it's me again. So today's video I will covering for Nanami Startrail overview in here. So as usual, I will cover about the positive, negative, pull recommendation, doing some Q&A in here, and of course we'll cover about the build, and of course we'll explain the kit and how to play in the simplified version. So yeah, let's get started. So let's start first with Nanami Startrail positive. So the first one, which is she is a meta character in a multi-role. So she basically become main DPS and also tank in lightning team and also in ignition team. So she has 3 different roles in here. Second, she will come the upgrade from Vera Garnet. And if you wonder what is the upgrade, basically a lot. First, damage wise is already like night and day, it's very different, and better off-field lightning shred, because if you just realize Vera Garnet kit, she doesn't really have a consistent apply for the lightning resistance reduction, so you need sometimes on her on-field in order to apply it. So in Nanami Startrail, likewise other tank, it's just basically trigger QT, it's already applied the shred itself, which is it's more reliable for the off-field. And lastly, she has time stop, which is already make Vera Garnet very far away. And third, the good news is that she can solo. And I know a lot of people really enjoy if a character can solo. Like compared to other characters like I mentioned, like Lucia, Lamia, yes they can solo but by force, but no case of Nanami. She basically can actually solo, especially if your character investment, let's say you only have Alpha Crimson with only base S rank and you have Nanami Startrail SS or even SSG, then you can just use your Alpha Crimson with as a QT bot and even along with Feralson, and you can just solo with Nanami Startrail. It will give you a better score even. So she at least more compatible in solo compared to other previous release character like Hajing, Lucia. And usually it's only recommend if your Nanami Startrail quite have high investment and your Alpha Crimson with and 21 Feralson only like maybe base as something like that. Another thing is that she can work as a temporary fire tank because she is part of the ignition effect, so this one give her literally fire threat. So at the worst you don't have Watanabe epitaph, temporarily you can use her as in fire team, which is quite crazy. And also she part of the plasma beam team, not because she has this effect, but currently she is the best choice for you to choose compared to 21 Feralson. So yeah, she literally very multi-role even like in the emergency situation. I even forgot another crazy stuff that you can pair her with Luna Oblivion if you don't have Watanabe epitaph, because she can work, of course, because Luna will just convert everything into like all elemental, so you can use her also alongside with Luna Oblivion in Nihil team. And lastly, Nanami is super cute.
Shoo! Shoo! Nanami! Dragon Mode! Gao!
As for Nanami Startrail negative, I don't think she has a major negative because mostly of her kit is quite straightforward. But there's one thing that I want to give you a reminder that you can have a bad RNG run with Nanami Startrail. Mostly because the orb kinda messed you up, and this is mostly impactful more if you do solo. So the more you do solo, the more you kinda messed up. If you do rotation, I think it will not feel so bad. Because sometimes usually you need 3 or for Nanami, sometimes you can only get like 2 and 2, so it feels like hanging, so you have like bad RNG run in there. But yeah, it's not really a bad stuff, but yeah, sometimes it can be annoying. So in short, you can deal with bad orb RNG. And the next part regarding should you pull Nanami Startrail? And my answer in general is yes, because mostly Nanami Startrail will become the main DPS and also tank, and mostly the reasoning is because the main DPS. Just because I already told you in PGR, the main DPS always come first because they are the one that dealing damage. So that's why we need to prioritize. So because right now Nanami Startrail already taking over Alpha Crimson with, and the difference is actually quite huge in term of DPS. That's why like she quite necessary for you in order to have a standing out in lightning team. Even at the worst right now, you can only have Nanami. You say like, oh, I don't have Alpha, I don't have 21 Ferals, and it's fine. You can still solo like now in Lightning team. You can just put maybe Vera Garnet or even like Chrome Glory, and it at least can work in Lightning team. But in the end, I still have my recommendation for you to pull for Nanami Startrail, which is first, if you still need a DPS and also tank for Lightning team, then yeah, I really recommend. For the scenario you don't have like Alpha Crimson, if you don't have Vera Garnet, I think this is a good time for you to just choose Nanami Startrail because she become like 2-in-1 in here. And second, if you need a character for Plasma Beam Ignition, then yeah, you can pull for Nanami Startrail because that's pretty much still necessary in those teams. Third, if you're a new player or at least any player who want to start to build Lightning team, then yeah, I really recommend for you to pull for Nanami Startrail because right now she is the more priority compared to Alpha, sadly, although she has the Fairy 6 skin, but Nanami Startrail is the priority. So if you want to start build Lightning team, pull Nanami Startrail. And fourth, maybe if you want to start a low investment team because you feel right now you don't want to have a too demanding team to start with, then you can start with Nanami Startrail though, because at least Nanami Startrail can solo, so you kinda can ignore the teammates for temporarily and slowly building up, but at least as per now she can just solo as an emergency. And lastly, of course, if you like the character gameplay, feel free to pull for her. And the next part is regarding what is her best rank stopping point. Like usual, SS is always the best rank stopping point. Specifically for Nanami, you will get more energy, your damage will increase quite significant, also trigger keyboard QT, so pretty good too. So in general, it's a nice overall quality of life plus damage improvement, which is I think it's really good in terms of value. But again, don't forget SS you can always get from PPC, so it's not always like obligation or you have to get right now, you can just take it slowly. However, I want to give you a reminder that maybe if you're a low spender, medium spender, SSG or even triple S still pretty much a good stopping point too for you. Because SSG always like other thing, it will give you more threat. That's mostly the one that I highlight, and this is actually will affect the whole team, which is really good in terms of value. And triple S, it's even more lightning threat, and also along with swap character cooldown, which is really good, and of course increase a lot of damage, so that's why it's also nice too if you're maybe medium spender. And for the pull priority, should protest weapon, SSG or cup, that I can say for me personally in terms of value, I will still prioritize weapon, just because weapon alone they will give you more personal damage, and mostly of course because you can harmonize, and harmonize you can just give literally the full potential of her build, which is really good. And potentially it's also become cheaper because if you win your 80%, you only need to spend 7,500, right? However, like if you decide to go to SSG, it will be more expensive. That's why I said like I will still prioritize weapon. However, SSG can be as good as a weapon if you care more to use your Nanami as a filler or like QTE bot, because it will give her more threat, basically more like lightning threat and fire threat. So at the worst, you can use her as a like QTE bot in the fire like team if you don't have like Watanabe Appetite. So that's why I said if you care more about this off-field, then it can be as good as a weapon or even better. But of course, the last priority will be the cup. Weapon can be as good as a SSG, depend on your preference or your priority. Weapon for personal damage, SSG for the off-field capability or the strat, which is as a QT bot. And the least important will be the cup. But in the end, I still prefer weapon if you ask my preference, just because like I told you, you will have potential to become cheaper if you win 80%. As for the reminder for the meta team, in the lightning team, it will be 21 Feral Sand, Alpha Crimson Wave, and Nanami Startrail. In the Plasma Beam team, it will be Nanami Startrail, Lucia Pyrowood, and Karina Sheer but Lip. So take note, it will be Lip. And now let's talk about Nanami Startrail kit in here and how to play her in the simplified version. So as usual in here, I will just show you all the basic attack in here. And the next part that I want to talk regarding Nanami Pink Orb in here. So her Pink Orb system is already quite similar like Bridget. It's all static in here, so it will not like pop out like one by one anymore like until 16. So this one already in here and accumulate until 16. But the difference is that you cannot control what you get. If I demonstrate in here, I do basic attack, the one that I get random, right? Sometimes can be like red blue, sometimes can be red blue blue. It's just like so random. So in the end of the day, it's still random like usual Pink Orb, but it's just like statics already in here, so it's more organized. And the Pink Orb that she only consume is red and blue. As for the yellow, it's only for switching form, which I will just explain later. And now let's talk how to play Nanami Startrail. So basically our main objective in Nanami Startrail is to accumulate first the bar in the middle. So how to get the bar? So basically you just need to ping red or blue orb and consume 6 total orb. It's either like 3 red, 3 blue or 6 red, 6 blue, it doesn't matter. So in order for you to consume in here, you need to double tap. So in here, double tap red, it will consume 3, or double tap blue, it will consume 3. So it's total 6. You can do that like that. So remember, it's not only one tap, but you need to do 2 taps to consume 3 ping. And by the time you already consume this 6 ping orb, it already full the gauge. And after that, we want to tap the yellow orb to switch into the X mode. And in here, we just need to do basic attack. Just keep pinging until all the bar fully consumed, and you see the number become red, and it's go until 300, at least for the SS. And afterwards, if you already see your number become 300 and turn into red, just hold basic attack to perform the X slam in here. And usually by the time you do this full rotation, your signature already available. Just tap that and end with the signature. There's one more rotation too regarding her ignition. We don't know when we will use it, but I'll just provide in here. So just do the normal rotation, just consume 6 ping just by doing the double ping, either like red or blue, doesn't really matter, to full up the gauge. And after that, we just want to hold yellow ping in here until it consume all the gauge in the middle. And you can see like it's charging up the ignition. If it's already fully consumed the bar, we just end with the signature and it just activate the ignition effect. Here's a little bit small things and fun fact that actually Nanami has 2 different ultimate. If you do the lightning rotation, she will have relatively the shorter animation. But if you do the ignition rotation, she will wink and the animation is actually slightly longer. And last but not least is when you trigger her kitty, it will apply the shred or the resistance reduction to the enemy. So yeah, that's all regarding Nanami Startrail kit. Now I will explain how to play her in the simplified version. So the rotation will be, whenever you switch to Nanami, we just want to consume 6 ping orb to fill up the gauge in the middle. It doesn't even matter red or blue orb. Don't forget to do double tap to consume the orb. And after that, if the gauge already full, tap yellow orb to move into X mode. And just keep doing basic attack to consume all the gauge in the middle and see the number also going into red and become 300. We just want to hold basic attack and end with the signature move. And we just want to do this 2 times and we switch to another character. And LTV notes in here, if you already reach SS, you can actually cut your first rotation after you switch from another character. So basically after you switch from another character, your first rotation in here, when you want to tap the yellow orb or want to switch to the X mode, you can just hold the basic attack directly and end with signature move. You don't need to do basic attack. But for the second rotation, just follow my previous simplified version. And as for the ignition rotation, the simplified version will be, whenever you switch to Nanami, we just want to consume 6 ping orb. It doesn't even matter like red or blue orb. When the gauge already full in here, we just want to hold the yellow orb to consume all the gauge until the end to charge the ignition bar in here. And after that, we just end with its signature move. After that, the ignition supposed to be already activated. And now let's talk about Nanami Startrail build and a stuffer speed of memory set. So for the memory sets for Nanami Startrail in general, for all multi-purpose, it will be 4 pieces of her signature, which is 4 pieces of her shell and 2 pieces of hasten. And as for the harmonize, it will be another 2 pieces of hasten. So in general, it will be 4 pieces of her shell and 4 pieces of hasten. For the hasten location, it will be 1 and 3. As for the resonance, top will be any attack, bottom is signature move. As for alternative set, this is actually quite niche. Mostly people will only use in PPC to go for the fast ultimate. But again, if you just want multi-purpose, just go with the general set. So for the alternative set, it will be 4 pieces of Herschel and 2 pieces of Cody, and then harmonize another 2 pieces of Cody. So in general, it will be 4 pieces of Herschel and 4 pieces of Cody. Coreo location will be 1 and 3. As for the resonance, top just the same, any attack, bottom is signature move. And the last build, this is only if you don't want to harmonize Nanami Startrail, then it will become 4 piece of Herschel and 2 piece of Dana. For Hessian location is 1 and 3, the resonance still pretty much the same, top any attack, bottom is signature move. As for the Hypertune, always prioritize bottom row and after that the top row. As for the weapon resonance, prioritize first is domain deconstruction. However, if you solo, prioritize deadline Tamic. And other good things if you want to add on, which is incandescence or resonant echo, also nice to have. So yeah, this pretty much that's it regarding Nanami Startrail overview. In general, her gameplay quite straightforward, so not as complicated as Lucia Pyro, so I don't think your brain will be getting cooked like Lucia. And also, she is actually right now already become the main DPS in Lightning, so pretty much quite crucial for you if you care about Lightning team right now. And of course, you can pair with the Alpha Crimson Wave. I know you really like Alpha Crimson Wave in general, most people, so yeah, I think she's quite good though. If you care about Lightning, you can get her. So yeah, if you find this video helpful, you can feel free to hit super button like, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.